bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now Minshew. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions. And especially
looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Murray. Flushed out right. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Here's Murray. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Cards on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Here again comes Gardner Minshew. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone.
The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
You've got plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? And another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Minshew's throw pulled in by Robinson here. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Minshew, 1st and 10. He'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole. Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. And this is taken in at the 5. A big connection on that one. 39 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Here's Carson. Bulldozes Pat, and he is in for a Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Flush to his right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And the Seahawks are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play.
What's the deal, y'all?
So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. J.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7 on the ground. That trims it to a 3rd and 15 situation. Here's Minshew. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football. Now zapped right back. Yards officially. And the Cardinals, great field position to start this drive. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a
touchdown. And that's caught at the 2. Andy Isabella, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Looking to throw it. Minshew. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Jalen Thompson picks it. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that fun.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
Right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Minshew sets to throw. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And that is very well done there. This will be... They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but, hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. Now, they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball.
Oh, wide open, complete. And he will go out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. A huge play there for Arizona. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Minshew. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it 3rd down. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Second, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Rondale Moore. His touchdown number 8. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Prater for the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Short throw to Disley. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch it, turn upfield, and pick up the 1st down.
They'll throw now on the final play.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
So we have reached. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First down, Murray. Flushed out right. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. They'll run for it here with McAllister. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
Flush to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after them now.
A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
This one left side caught by Berrios. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Cardinals to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Another milestone falling on that last throw in what has been an MVP-type season so far, as he has now gone over 4,000 yards passing already on the year.
And it's been a whole lot of fun to watch as he's put together this type of a season. And to me, you have to figure, with so many games remaining, I think he'll breeze past 5,000 yards. Could he challenge the all-time record? Maybe even bump it up closer to 6,000 yards? I can't wait to watch. And the way he's playing, I wouldn't put it past him.
Forced out to his left. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
No, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. And Isabella there to make the grab. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. Extra point good by Prater, and that'll increase their lead to 28. 5 plays there on that drive. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Out of the gun is Minshew. He lets it fly for Lockett. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Cardinals offense ready to set up shop.
And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams teams do. They'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here, and then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet, what am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame. They talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers, so that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out, and this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
Well, able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era when we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
7 yards, the pickup there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Here's Murray. They'll roll him out right. Touchdown! It's complete. And Isabella from 17 yards out. And the Cardinals add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Prater for the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd down. Now Minshew. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Seahawks on 3rd down, lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Short throw to Disley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
29 is Mike 29.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Looking left side, that's complete to Oliver. And he'll take this to the 47, but no further, as they get him down well short of the line to gain. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray on the run. He'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown, 81 yards. And the Cardinals are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. Extra point good by Prater, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. Now left side on the swing pass. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He lets it fly for Lockett. This is caught inside the 15. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Elliott good with a PAT as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off into 4th.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. From the 22, Murray eluding the pressure right. He finds his man, complete. That's Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Murray's going to look to throw this thing. Rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Back to the air on second down, it's Murray. Flushed out right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Minshew, 1st and 10. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Throw left side complete. That's Oliver. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every